Hey everybody, it's me Pam, Dragon Moon Creations. I am back again. You can't get rid of me. I'm like a bad penny. I keep showing up. Um, I don't know. A couple weeks ago, I went to Dollar Tree. Got some other stuff, but I did find some of those 25-cent stickers. I have a bunch of these. I love them. I have only used, I think, one out of one package. I think I have 4 packages of them. And I do like this, the tropical stuff. And I do have tropical paper. So, yeah, I think my Dollar Tree is getting rid of craft stuff. At least that kind of craft stuff. Um, okay, and then the other day I went to Dollar General. And I found some stuff. Some Christmas stuff on clearance. And I always like to go there to pick up a couple of um, stickers and stuff. So, let's see. Well, let's see. They didn't give me enough off of my. Oh well, that's okay. I found this candle. Hang on. I was looking. I had not looked at the receipt because the whole bag cost me $5.62, and I said, okay, sure. Looks like everything was $1, but it shouldn't have been. Okay. This says 6, but it was like and it should have only been $1.80 because it was supposed to be 70% off, and it wasn't, and they didn't give it to me for that. But okay, it's a candle, and I thought, okay, I'll take the candle. And I found these ornaments, which I thought were cute. Each one of them is the houses, and they were supposed to be 70% off, and I don't think they were. And I found these, and the gift tags, and there's 12 of them in there, but I thought these would look good on the front of these, you know, these altered mini composition books for next year, of course. And then I did find a couple of, actually, Hobby Lobby or Michael's quality stickers. Look at that, see? Look at that. And then these are like, some of them are epoxy and some of them are just flat. And these were $1 a piece. That's why I like to go to Dollar General instead of Dollar Tree sometimes, because they're cheaper. And look at the little bows. Look at the little pink bows. Okay, so I got that stuff. It's got glitter. These need sprayed with something because they shed. And like I said, this is, it was 70% off. It was supposed to be, yeah. Yeah, it gave it to me at $1.80. Yeah. So, and I thought, well, heck, next year, it's a nice little candle. Okay. All right. That was Dollar General. All right. And then today, my sister and I, we hadn't been out in forever. We both needed to go to Sam's because we like their butter. You can buy, 4 pounds of butter. And today, the 4 pounds of butter at Sam's, the Members Mark brand, was only $10.22, I think. Okay. Put that tag over there. Okay. And I went to Michael's first, so I will show you what I got at Michael's. And I had every intention of using my gift card that my husband got me. And this year, he upped it. Last year, I got $25 card to Michael's and a $25 card to Hobby Lobby. This year, he upped it. He gave me $50 to Michael's and $50 to Hobby Lobby. And I have all these old cards, gift cards from Michael's in my purse. I don't know why I still have them there. I think sentimental value. And I pulled out one and I said, well, here's one. Let's see if there's anything on it. I still have like $1 and something left on that card, Yeah, $1.52 left on that. I paid off the $13.16. I still had a lot on the $25 one. So, I haven't even touched the $50 one yet. So, I got some Valentine's stuff. Let's see what I got here. I'm not sure. This doesn't seem like it should be This one, it says $12.99, but here on the receipt, it says the regular price was $9.99. That's what's under that tag, because I pulled one of them off. Could go through, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I was showing my sister, I pulled the tag off, and I said, look, it says $9.99 under there, and they marked it up $3. But apparently they did it here, but when they scanned it, they forgot it was still on the computer. I got it for $5.94 because don't tell anybody. My sister gave me her military discount. But I like these. This is that really thin paper, and I like it. It's good for background paper. And I don't have a problem using the 37-pound stuff. I really don't. You know, I don't use glue, wet glue on it. I do use a tape runner, you know, the ATG gun. So anyway, let's see, that one. And then I did like these. I saw people show these. I didn't get any of the other paper pads because I didn't like them. I thought they were ugly. I did get these. They're like a vintage Valentine. Really like these. And these were regularly $5.99. I got them for $3.56. I kind of wanted to see these. If you bear with me. If you bear with me, I will. Oh, that looks like it's got a tear in it. Oh, of course it does. Somebody probably opened it and tore it. Let's see. I don't know. Well, yeah, it's got a little tear in it. Well, crap. Anyway, these kind of, you could layer something over that. It'd be good. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. It's really pretty because, like my sister said, it's got the writing behind it. I said, what do you mean? She said, it's got the writing behind it. I said, oh, you mean the script. Although, I don't know if it's printed, if it's script or not. This is really cute. And see, it's got the script. Really, really, really like these. So, I just don't know how that would have gotten torn. It doesn't look like anybody opened it. It was kind of hard to get open, but that's all right. I've been watching a lot of Crafty by Tony, and I watched all of her Christmas. She had the 12 days of Junkmas, where she made a Christmas journal out of junk, like envelopes and clothing tags. And I mean, she can make, let's see, what's the saying? She can polish a turd and make it look great. So you should watch her. And then I went over and I found this is Silent Night. And my sister said, I like that. I said, I did too. Apparently nobody else did because they had a ton of them still there. And they were marked, I don't know what they were marked. They were marked 60% off. I think their Christmas was 60% off. And I actually went up and I paid for the 12 of the Silent Night. Silent Night, it's like a horror movie. No offense, but you know, the paper is like really dark. And like I said, I have the 12 of 12. And there's 3 of each. Yeah. And these are reindeer. I don't know if you can see them. Anyway, this turned out to be $2.80 instead of $6.99. So, oh, it's double-sided. Anyway, it is Christmas, and it's like big whoop now, huh? But some of these papers would be good for other things, like this one. You know, that one right there. That's bows. That's black bows. So anyway, that is what I got at Michael's. You get a little bit of Valentine, and better leave that in. Hobby Lobby. No Hobby Lobby stuff. Okay, so did that. Okay, and then Hobby Lobby, I did use my I did use, I'm sorry, I was looking at my receipt and just forgot what I was doing. I did use my gift card there. I think. I think I did. Okay. What I went in for was the new Valentine's pad. I'm not crazy about it, but I have some Valentine's. I don't have a lot of Valentine paper, believe it or not. I just don't. I probably have a lot more because I have a lot of the thin stuff, but I don't have a lot of Valentine. And again, believe it or not, most of the paper I have, if it's not just general paper, it's Christmas. I have more. There's a holiday, I have more Christmas than I do anything else because it's more readily accessible. You know, Hobby Lobby doesn't have Christmas. So I think you've seen this one. You know, I think there's 3. I'm not much on the cherries just because they look like hearts, I guess. There's 4 of each one. It is not double-sided. Happy Valentine's Day. It's a little cutesy. That's alright, I guess. And I have so many of these little heart. Remember, I just got the stickers from Dollar General. Some of those would work. But, you know, like I said, oh, you guys have seen this. I like that one. I like that one with the envelopes. That one. That one, pink cake. I don't get it. This says you're sweet. Okay. And bows again. When will they get done with the bows? And that's doilies. That's like a heart-shaped doily. Alright. Oops, there's some more. Bows again. I wish I hadn't even noticed. So I went for that one. $4.99. But it was 40% off, $4.99. And it made them... That doesn't sound right. That's not right. $2.99 each? That's not right. Is it? 40% off of $5 would have made them... Well, yeah, I guess it is. Okay. Would have been $3. So anyway, but they had these still. And you wouldn't believe they didn't have these back in the paper aisle. They had them up front where all the Halloween decorations are and some of the, you know, the kids' craft stuff. And it was like underneath on a shelf, and there were like 5 pads. There was 3 of these and 2 of these. So I got this one. I said, hey, Vintage Valentine. I have that one. I don't think I've used it yet. But it was like one of those, it was buried on the website one year. And I finally found it. And I think it was $5.99. And now, and it says Valentine's 2026. I'm calling shenanigans on that one. That isn't. No. Nope. This one says 2025. And I didn't see this one. I haven't ever seen this one at my Hobby Lobby. These are really stuck on there. Okay, but this one I like. The Vintage Valentine. Like I said, I could have swore that the one I had is like $5.99. See? It's really, really pretty. I couldn't believe they still had some of this. So I grabbed another one, even though like I said, I don't think I've ever... See, it's just really pretty. I don't think I've ever used out of the other one. Look at it. Hot air balloons out of hearts. I really like this one. I probably should have got another one. I didn't know they were only going to be $2.99 a piece. That one. It's really cute too. But yeah, if you got them, go look for them. The Vintage Valentine, like I said, that's old. That is not a 2026. I don't care what they say. I think it was old when I got it a couple of years ago. Okay, so I got those. That's the new one. See, I like the muted pinks and not so much the bright pinks and reds. And so I got, to go with the bows in this one, I went ahead and got some of these. And let's see. These were $1.19 a piece. I got another pack, and I got these to go with the vintage one. And anyway, that's what I got. that is my first shopping haul of this year, and who knows, I don't even know if I'll be doing very many hauls. I've got too much stuff as it is, and it needs to be a really good price, which these are a good price. And anyway, that's it. Hopefully the next time, maybe I'll be actually doing some creating, and I say that every single freaking time I'm on here. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will talk to you. If you're wondering what shirt I'm wearing, I am wearing Razor Ramon. Anybody remember Razor Ramon from back in the WWF, before it was WWE? Yeah, I'm wearing my Razor Ramon t-shirt. My son got it for me like a million years ago. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Bye.